Yo, what's going on, guys? Fate here, and welcome back to the channel. And today I am here to bring you guys the SDL Season 8 Wooper Finals. And I'm pretty excited to bring you guys this game because even though it's the finals, I do think it really shows the wackiness of draft leagues sometimes. Yeah, I think that this game is really fun. It's just a fun game. I mean, look at these teams. These teams are not meta at all. So I think it should be pretty fun to watch and go through with you guys. So, yeah, like the video if you like it, and subscribe for more because I will be doing the Quagsire finals as well like this. So, yeah. Anyways, we have Insanity Fang versus Steve Urkel here in the SDL Season 8 Wooper Finals. And I'm just going to go ahead and dive right into the matchup. So, if you look at the matchup, I would say that it definitely favors Insanity Fang, I think. Because you can look at his team and you see the Choice Band Wicked Blow switch in for Steve Urkel. It's pretty non-existent. Gligar can come in and pivot on Wicked Blow, or it can come in and roost up on Wicked Blow without rocks up and at 100%. And it will always take 2, but it's only if it's fully defensive. And Skarmory, it's a similar role as well. So, yeah, if he gets some rocks up and just chips down the Gligar and the Skarmory, Urshifu is going to be in a great spot. And then also, looking at it, it looks like to me Zapdos should be able to just U-turn all over. And there's no water resist. Well, there is, but it doesn't want to take a Scald from Politoed. So, yeah, I think this is definitely in Insanity Fang's favor. However, on the flip side, if Steve Urkel does get enough chip on the Steelix, it is going to be game over because in Sand, DRACOZOLT is going to win. And I think that's really cool. Sand DRACOZOLT is just, I think it's a cool mod. So, yeah. And then another thing is Garchomp will be able to break really well if Sand goes up too. So, the fight between the weathers will be interesting to watch for sure. Anyway, I think we should just go ahead and get into this. Another thing to keep in mind is Fang probably has to keep his Aromatisse and his Steelix at relatively high health to not get swept by Lele. And yeah, that's enough talking for me because you guys don't want to see me analyze this. You guys want to see me commentate over it. So he leads Skarm on the Urshifu, which obviously won't OHKO, so it has to switch out Fearing Brave Bird / Body Press, and he does. He goes Zapdos. Now Polito comes out as he goes Gligar, and this is a free Scald / Toxic, and he just goes for Toxic. He gets a Toxic off on the Gigalith, coming in to set up the Sand, and he goes Slowbro here as he sets up Rocks. Now, as of right now, I would say this is probably favoring Fang, even though they have similar chip on each other's teams. I just think getting a Toxic off on Gigalith will go a long way because he does really need the Sand for DRACOZOLT later. So that's just my guess. He does go for Future Sight there, though, and Gigalith does get a Toxic off on the Slowbro, which is going to matter a lot because Slowbro really needs to be as high health as possible to beat Garchomp. But Fang does get more momentum here. However, Steve goes for an absolutely crazy play here as he just stays in on the Zapdos, Execlasic, Defog, and Toxics, which is, I mean, it's a go play, obviously. And the Zapdos is now Toxic. Steve makes some wild plays in this game. And they're wild and they're pretty funny. So he does get hit by the Future Sight, but that Toxic can be huge as well later in the game because not having to deal with his Zapdos is going to be great. And these series of plays by Steve here in the early game really do put him in a really good spot. And now he goes for Tailwind with his Gligar, and he U-turns out to his Gigalith to set up the Sand. He does not want to have to deal with that rain-boosted Scald. However, his Gigalith is already getting really low quite early on in the game, but he does double out to his Skarmory. Probably going to roost up here if I had to guess, and he does as the Zapdos comes out. and it's already at 35. So we're probably going to see a roost from Zapdos, but Fang keeps his Zapdos pretty low throughout this match. However, Steve Urkel gets in his Garchomp really early, and now he's at SDL against the Slowbro. And he's going to go for Scale Shot, which I think he probably should have Earthquaked. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like Garchomp should have a kill there. So, yeah, I think Earthquake was the play if it killed. Actually, I'm going to go calc that because I think that's pretty important. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so we're back here. And we can see that Earthquake does 88 to 104 in Sand at +2, assuming he's also not adamant or anything. And this is max defense Slowbro, so this is the bulkiest Slowbro possible. So let's just go ahead and see what percentage was the Slowbro at exactly here. I see it does go for Swords Dance. So it's going to be at 94. So I just want to see the exact percentage, because I do think this is relatively important. So it's in Steve Urkel's favor here to KO with Earthquake. 68% chance to KO with Earthquake. So I do believe Earthquake was the play, even just for that chance. But he goes for Scale Shot, and it doesn't matter because it puts him in a similar position anyway. But I think losing this much health on Garchomp is definitely huge in the future, because Garchomp really could have used this health later on in the game. However, it does make it pretty hard to revenge here, which was actually a pretty long 50-50 between Sucker. Or not even, yeah, it was a long 50-50. Steve makes a safe play though, and switches out to Skarm. And then predicts the Zapdos switch and goes Giggle It. So, yeah, he's in a pretty decent spot here as he goes Gligar, just to ensure that the Zapdos won't do anything too crazy. Fang goes Steelix on the Gligar. Gligar hits that U-turn, and Garchomp's back out with Sand. And now we're going to see pretty early on what I was talking about if let's say Garchomp's at 100%, and I'm going to assume that Garchomp lives Steelix EQ Mega Volt if he's at 100%. That's just me assuming. I don't know that for sure, but I would imagine that Garchomp does live at 100% from Steelix. I know it has Sand Force as well, but yeah, having that HP would have helped a lot. So yeah, I think he should have EQ'd early on. Anyway, we're back into it. And he does send out his Politoed here on the DRACOZOLT, expecting the Earthquake, but all it really did was get chip off on himself, so I don't know about that. And they bolt beaks, doesn't really matter. And this time, okay, yeah, I gotta say something about this. I don't know what the fuck that switch was, because if he brought in the bolt beak guy, DRACOZOLT, on the Steelix at 24%, I have no idea what changed. Like, from him going back in, I don't know what changed. I really don't. So I don't know why he didn't just click Earthquake, because I think if he killed Steelix, he had a pretty clear path to a Bolt Beak sweep. But hey, maybe that's just me. Yeah. Okay, well, let's go ahead and play through the rest of this game. Taking my time with this game because that is the finals. But Tailwind up, and there's a Volt Switch. Oh my god, this play was so funny. We were all in BC, and the Tailwind was up, so I think Fang was expecting to have a slower Volt Switch, but it was definitely funny to see. And then this play's even funnier too. Steve goes for EQ as Zapdos just stays in a roost, but he gets the Bolt Beak this time, and Zapdos is gone. So DRACOZOLT doesn't manage to pick up another kill. But out comes the Urshifu, and it hits the Spadef Gligar, and it does get a 2-ko. So the Mons are starting to drop here on both sides. He does bring out his Skarmory though, which is at 100, and Steve has done a good job of keeping that at such a high health. So I will commend him. Commend him? I don't know. I'll give him props for that. But now he's forced to go Lele here, because he actually has no switch-ins for Scald at this point. And Fang's actually going to take advantage of this and actually get some burn damage too. So his Lele's at a pretty low health. But we see a double Skarm here, predicting the Urshifu. So he's playing around, I guess, around his lack of resources pretty well right now for Steve. Um, out comes the Aromatisse, and what Aromatisse is going to do here is it's pretty important to how this game finishes, as it's going to get wishes up, and I believe it's going to pass now out into the Steelix as he goes DRACOZOLT, which is huge. This is basically going to stop DRACOZOLT from winning the game until much more chip is done to the Steelix, because, yeah, I mean, it's just a bad spot. And now Skarm defogs there. And yeah, I mean, I don't this him getting a heal up on the Steelix is incredibly important, because I do think it just completely pauses his win con from here. However, I do think he still has opportunity to win, which I will try to go over the best I can, because as you see, he goes for Moonblast there. He gets his wish back, and he gets Toxic up. And now we see Steve going for body press here, just getting some chip down. And Aromatisse is racking up the toxic damage now. And Toad comes in to take this wish. Unfortunately, body press doesn't do enough damage. I'm sure that was calced out by Fang though. So, yeah. Anyway, what I was saying was I don't think he should have left Aromatisse at this low of health. For if it was Scarf Lele, he could have found a way to get enough there to win the game with Scarf Lele. Unfortunately, I don't think it is Scarf Lele at the end of the game, but I think him leaving his Aromatisse that low, when I don't really think it needed to be that low, was a huge thing. Also, I think, also my bad, guys, my bad. I definitely think he should have Earthquaked here, just to get some damage off. Because I really don't think it was obvious he had to switch. He can't let his Aromatisse go down. So yeah, I really think he should have switched there, or switch. He should have went for Earthquake there. Now we see Lele come out on the wish, bang, and then we see a double to Gigalith as he gets the sand up, and I believe the wish comes back. Yep. Anyway, so Gigalith is in. And this is probably one of Gigalith's last turns here, as he just goes for Rocks Up, and he dies to the toxic damage. Now DRACOZOLT is in, and he just go for Earthquake this time. But had he had that chip from last time with Earthquake, he would have been in a better spot. I don't know, might have still been at 100, but either way. Oh my god, yes. Oh, this was funny too. My god. I don't know if y'all saw that play, bro. Hold up. I don't know if y'all saw that play. Okay. So here comes Steelix. Earthquake. It makes sense. That's fine. DRACOZOLT goes for Earthquake again. And the Steelix Fang clicks Stealth Rock. I don't know in what world Stealth Rock was the play there. Because now he has a 50% DRACOZOLT. And yeah, he's in a great position. And I think that he actually had a chance to win this game if he was Scarf Lele. Now, had he kept DRACOZOLT, say sack Skarm, and then you're in a good chance where you can actually win, because you will claim a kill with Lele when you come back in. Doesn't matter which one. And then you force him to go Aromatisse / Toad. You can come in with DRACOZOLT on those, hopefully. And you have a chance to get another kill with Bullbeak and hopefully clean with Lele. So, but yeah, he sacked the wrong one in my opinion, and I don't think he was Scarf Lele either. So, kind of a rough matchup though, in all honesty, for Steve, looking at it. And he was not ready for this Rain Politoed at all, because you can see that Politoed is just doing an insane amount of damage right now. And yeah, I mean, he's just in a really good position. I'm probably going to make this a little faster now, because I think it's pretty clear the direction of this game is going now. All Fang has to do is keep his Aromatisse and Politoed healthy enough, and he should be able to win this game. So, yeah. Now, unfortunately, he was letting his Aromatisse rack up toxic damage right now. But that's fine. Now he goes Politoed here, which is fine because he was out of body press range anyway because it was burned. So, and now he's just gonna go for Scald. And by the way, you're about to see this is a speed tie, which sucks for Steve. He needed to be slower because now you're about to see what's about to go on here as he goes for Scald. Gets a high roll on that one actually, by the way, and then he wins the speed tie. Scarm is dead. Out comes Lele. I believe it just Moonblast here, and yeah, this is a game because Aromatisse is going to come in and Moonblast itself, and Fang is your winner of SDL Season 8 Wooper. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Check the description if you want to join the SDL Discord. We are always, well, not always, but we have quite a few leagues going on at the same time usually. So, yeah, make sure to check that out, guys. Like the video if you like it, and subscribe for more. Catch you guys next time. Peace.